Sally sold seashells by the seashore. Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
Now are we rolling?
Greetings, Earthlings. We are back, the Valentines, to recap another episode of MTV's The Challenge, this season of Total Madness. We're breaking down episode 2, Sweet Dreams Are Made of D. I think they're going with the, now they're going with song titles as the episodes. What was it before? Movies?
Or TV shows was like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, TV shows, movies. Got some jams now. Did my voice crack? Don't point it out. Don't embarrass me. In front of everybody. So I did my voice exercises before this. It didn't work, clearly. Alright. Talk louder, too.
Okay.
Or else. Or else you're kicked off the pod squad.
Just like that.
Alright. So yeah. We learned the biggest twist of challenge history last season. You must win an elimination to run a final. So we kind of get the aftermath and everybody's reaction to that at the beginning of this episode. And yeah, it starts off with like the vets. Obviously, the vets that do not go into elimination, CT and Ashley. CT, he says, he plays his game strictly his whole career, whether he was a dad or an immature kid almost killing people on the challenge. Shout out to Adam. He played his game with intimidation.
Yeah.
So that ruins it, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I sat on it for a while. It's like you're most likely gonna see elimination at least once throughout a season anyway.
Well, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. However, you do need to completely switch up your strategy. So in a sense, it is a big deal. Like,
yeah, that's true. I didn't consider your format strategy for everyone.
And you can see this whole episode was literally about how to try to get yourself thrown into the elimination. So it's a very different, obviously very different format where you're used to people avoiding the eliminations. Where'd you go? Did I lose you?
Yeah, I just made it a little less laggy. Maybe turn the thing off.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want you to see my face.
Okay, well now I don't.
I didn't do my makeup this morning.
True.
Wow, now it's just an ugly screen.
But yeah, now the whole episode is like, how do I get thrown into the elimination? And I think there is this whole strategy shift where you probably want to go in sooner than later, like obviously, because in the beginning you have a lot of weaklings.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's usually just stronger players. So yeah, now it's like everybody's crammed to get in 8.
Yeah. Do you have any tabs open that you can close?
Yo.
I got that attitude this morning, I know. I had a shot of beet juice and I'm feeling real spicy, if you know what I mean.
Tell me what to do one more time. That's annoying.
I wouldn't dare.
Alright, I closed 3 things.
That's a lot of things that you had open. That's pretty irresponsible of you. Moving on. Where were we? Yeah, so even like we saw in this episode, the tribunal was full, or like the tribunal who they picked to interrogate was full of people that wanted to be there. So like everybody in the tribunal did not create a target on their back. The only way you can create a target on your back right now at this stage of the game is by someone wanting to get voted in to elimination, and you're in the tribunal and you said you would and you didn't. It's like if you betrayed somebody's trust to when you said you would throw them in and you didn't. It's so weird right now at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll kind of iron itself out. Like, everybody's just still shook from it, but I think eventually they'll kind of figure out, like, a groove, you know, and, like, have a plan. I just think everybody, right now, this episode, just finding out, Nobody really has a plan, and now they're all like just scrambling, trying to figure out like what their new strategy is going to be. But I don't think it's going to be like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's going to be a big issue like episode to episode.
Yeah, we'll see. It's such a twist that we've never seen before. We don't know what to expect. And even like the players, we hear Wes is like, I wish I could tell you I had the right strategy, but I have no idea what to do. And that's Wes talking, the mastermind.
Yeah, and now your theory is this is going to be a permanent change to the challenge moving forward.
I got a feeling. We'll see how it plays out this season. I don't even think, to be honest, not even MTV production probably knows if they're going to keep doing this. They want to see how it plays out, I bet.
True.
I mean, they have already seen it play out, but maybe they want to see how the audience reacts to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get some jealousy from Dee when Jenn and Rogan are talking. Actually, before this was almost politicking. We had me and Nicole here. We have we have a fantasy league where we have a point system. We picked players, and
I definitely think at the end of this podcast, let's just for whoever wants to continue to listen, maybe the last 10 minutes, let's go through our whole format of our fantasy, so everybody kind of knows what we have going on.
Yeah,
all of our points. Yeah, and then the last 5 minutes, we'll go over the points that we got this episode.
Yeah, we started a week late on the fantasy, so the slate is clean right now. So this last episode that we're recapping right now is going to count towards everybody's teams, which you'll see at the end. I'm sure I'll be able to get a screenshot of the format and whatnot and put it up on while you guys are listening to this, so you could follow along if you'd like. But yeah, almost politicking by Jenn. So somebody almost got some points, but nothing ever played out. What do you think of that whole situation, that whole love triangle of Dee, Jenn, and Rogan?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would say that it was reverse politicking for Rogan.
Yeah.
That's just ruining his game, so it's really the opposite. For her, yeah, it definitely would have been, but I don't really. They didn't show. I don't know. They didn't show us too much. They did show her winking at him and stuff. So she was definitely flirting with him, but
she wasn't using him. It didn't seem like.
No, she probably should have.
Yeah.
Can somebody please tell Dee that jealousy is not cute?
Not her color.
It's just not a good look, and she's stop. I'm jumping way ahead, but when they get into a fight later on, everything that Jenn says is so true. Dee is...
Yeah. Dee kind of did seem like a little bit of a sociopath, especially when she got called out for staring at them in the sleep.
Yeah, you first of all, you bunked on top of his bed. Go away.
We didn't really see proof of her sneaking and looking at Jenn, but I kind of believe it. She we can see how we even heard her say about Rogan. She said it's her man/ex-man. That's a problem.
Yeah. And when Jenn called her out for staring at her and stalking her, Dee was so she was oh, no.
Flustered. Yeah.
But you could just hear the guilt in her voice. It was just not a good look. If she really wants to get Rogan back, sleep in a completely faraway room and flirt with somebody else and ignore. That will do the job.
Yeah, skipping ahead a bunch to next episode, we saw a little preview of Next On, and it seems like Dee hooks up with somebody.
Who was it?
I couldn't tell. I don't know if it was some type of costume party, but it looked like no, it looked like Kyle. But for some reason, it looked like somebody dressed up as Kyle, so I'm not 100% sure.
So, it could be Jay, because she did make a comment about Jay.
I know, but I paused it, and it was a bigger dude than Jay.
Oh.
But I still couldn't figure it out.
Alright.
But that's going to be exciting, because Rogan's probably going to get mad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Come on. Every female in the world knows what to do. You do not stalk them. That is not going to work.
Yeah, but ultimately, these games are gonna, end badly if they keep playing these games with each other. I think she needs to take Tori's advice, obviously, and move the F on.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Number one.
She's D is a catch. She doesn't need to be following Rogan around.
No. Like, yeah. Obviously, like, first advice would be just stop. Like, you're better than that. I hope, and just like, who cares about him? Like, fuck him. But if you really want to like get him back, then you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was the drama before the daily challenge. The daily challenge was pretty cool. So we got some rare sunlight in the episode. We probably won't see sunlight too often.
Why?
I don't know. I heard Johnny Bananas even say, like, when they went to do daily challenges, like, it wasn't even light outside. Like, there was rarely sunshine because they were in, like, I don't know, a certain place in Germany where I guess it's gloomy a lot.
They're in Prague.
Prague, yeah.
Which
I don't know, maybe he exaggerated. Bananas tends to do that a little bit.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the challenge was called Airdrop Extraction. They split up into teams of 3 that were randomized. Each team has to transfer military crates from one location to another, which are a mile apart. And then the top 3 teams to do that advance to the final round where one team at a time, they'll board a helicopter, and they have 9 opportunities to toss their military crate off of the helicopter to hit a target. A lot going on in this challenge, especially in the second round.
A lot going on, but like it was pretty straightforward and easy to understand.
Yeah, it was definitely easy to watch. The first portion was just running, so obviously it wasn't too exciting. But when those teams got in the helicopters and teams were hitting back to back to back targets, it was pretty, exciting to watch. Got my blood pumping a bit, especially seeing like Melissa like freak out in excitement.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So what do you think of the whole challenge? Any takeaways?
I mean, I would say definitely production, or the budget is bigger. Like, that's...
Oh my god, yeah.
Every challenge so far, and, like, elimination, it just feels like a big budget action movie. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just seeing everybody so excited to be up in the helicopter was really cool. Like, you could felt like they were in an action movie.
You get that sense of innocence again, where it's like, these are just normal people like that got chosen to be on a show. Somewhat. Yeah. Well, nowadays they're more celebrities, but there's still some normal people on the show.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was really good. I loved it. Visually, it was awesome. And it looked like it was kind of fall there, so all the trees were like orange, and it just looked really nice.
Yeah, great visual all around.
Some of the teams, though, one thing that I thought about it is, like, I don't really know if there was an equalizer, but I'm assuming there wasn't, and half of the teams were 2 guys and 1 girl, and the other half were 2 girls and 1 guy. And as you can see, the teams who came in...
the teams who even had a chance, all of them had 2 guys on it, except the team with Rogan, who almost won with Big T and Maddie.
Yeah, Big T and Maddie, though, like, they're badass.
Yeah, I'm Big T's #1 fan, so just throwing that out there.
But first, second, and third, all were teams with 2 guys, and it's like, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that's the way the challenge goes, the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, certain teams just had literal no chance of winning. I think Bear, Jenna, and Ashley were a team, and that must have been miserable. Jenna just not saying a word, Bear yelling at Ashley threatening to quit, and that's what I imagine.
Always. Like, that. I can't wait until, our, what do we call it on the elimination when we do, what the hell do you call that? A pool? Not a pool. What's the game that we do on the eliminations?
What do we do?
On the finale. The game
the drinking game? I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's a name for that, but anyway, every time Ashley's in the finale, it's like every time she threatens to quit. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
I mean, it's gonna happen throughout a season and most likely in a final if she makes it.
Yeah.
That's just guaranteed. That comes with Ashley.
Yep.
Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I noticed that, Dee, Swaggy, and Corey had a great strategy in the running portion where they would have this type of relay strategy, which other teams could have incorporated and finished quicker. I don't know if other teams just decided to all carry their own military crates. I know Bear said something like that, so maybe he could have taken a note out of Dee, Swaggy, and Corey's book.
Hey, Tom, are you recording?
Yeah, why?
Cool. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Why did you say that? You scared me.
I don't know why I got this bad feeling that I was supposed to be recording.
I've checked 3 times since, and I still had to check when you asked me.
I all of a sudden was like, oh my gosh, am I supposed to be recording?
Because we're 15 minutes in, that would suck.
Wow, we're pros, don't worry about this.
Yeah, the furthest thing from...
Yeah, no, they had the strategy where they were doing meeting halfway, right?
Yeah, like a relay.
The end half of the run was uphill, I believe. So
they had, I think, they had Corey do that while Swaggy and Dee were running back, I think.
Exactly, because the girls were burning themselves out by doing the whole thing plus the hill. So it just, I mean, that's a great strategy.
Right. But Bear is upsetting me in the fact that this dude does not have a strategical bone in his body.
Yeah, no, he's just chaotic, mess.
Yeah, he just go, go, go. You can't go, well, then we lose.
Yeah, that's why I don't know.
I almost thought he was going to quit this daily challenge. I mean, we've seen him quit with Dave Vaughn. I honestly didn't understand why he didn't quit this one. I'm sure they weren't doing that great.
Yeah, I think he has potential. So
yeah, but without that strategy, I
also don't feel like he really cares about winning the money, which is weird.
Yeah, I think he cares about winning more than winning the money, which I, as a fan, like.
Sure, but I just if there's $1 million on the line, and you're willing to just get in a fight and quit or blah blah blah, it's then do you really care about the money?
Yeah.
I don't know. If I was on the show, I'd say this, but if I was on the show, I would never try to get kicked off because there's $1 million.
Yeah, but sometimes that's how you get invited back.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Yeah. So let's go through first, second, and third.
So yeah, Jordan, Wes, and Jenny smoke the competition, finish first, carrying all the military crates, with Fessy, Melissa, and Kyle, who I knew were going to be a threat in this challenge, finished second. Then yeah, Dee, Corey, and Swaggy finished third. So they all advanced to the helicopter round. And Jordan's not good at something.
Yeah, another one.
Let me rephrase that. Jordan is terrible at this.
Yeah, terrible. At first I'm like, is this just hard? But
yeah.
Then, no.
Even Johnny Bananas, the excuse of they thought they were higher probably. I'm like, yeah, that's probably right. And then they just couldn't
but
get it.
after you mess up, you have 9 tries to get this right.
Yeah, that was bad. They only got 2.
Yeah, and I like Jordan, but he's literally the worst loser. When he loses, it's so not good.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, just congratulate them at least. What do you have against the winners? They didn't do anything to you.
Yeah,
you did this all to yourself. This is all why bring this upon other people? Why bring your negative energy to the whole cast?
No, but it's not even shocking. But thank God for Tori, because I feel like
they're yin and yang.
They balance each other out, and hopefully he could learn some stuff from her.
I don't know. Tori was upsetting me this episode.
Well, she did bother me one time in this episode, but other than that, she is my favorite person.
Yeah, I'm sure we will get there. So yeah, this is the segment where I would like to eat my own words, because last week I called Corey a poor competitor who will likely not win any dailies this season.
Wait, what?
Remember last week I was like, Rogan thinks Corey's gonna win a daily. Like, he's insane. Corey's not gonna win a daily challenge this season.
Oh, eat your words.
Yeah, he won, and they dominated. So maybe this is peak Corey. Is this peak Corey?
And Corey was the one throwing, which seemed like...
No, he was the one giving the signal, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant, which was the most important.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is it.
Maybe this is peak Corey, you know? One child, another child on the way.
He's made it to a final?
He has made it to one Bloodlines final and the Invasions final, so 2 finals.
But he's never won the final.
He has never won. He got, I want to say second on Bloodlines, and then third, an embarrassing third on Invasion.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Contrary to last season, Dee is working with Jenny, and apparently Jenny is Dee's number 1. Was that a surprise to you?
I did not remember that they didn't work together.
Who brought it up? Tori brought it up, like, last season. Dee was, like, against Jenny the whole time. I kind of skipped who won, but yeah. Swaggy, Corey, Dee won. They're in the tribunal. But yeah, so yeah, Dee and Jenny are working together. It kind of was like Dee, Jenny, and Tori, this kind of trifecta, but that seems to be dispersing.
Yeah, Tori and Dee didn't surprise me, but then when Tori was like, oh, you were working against her, like, I don't know, whatever. They made up, I guess. I mean, also, you're an idiot if you're working against Jenny because she'll eat you. If you're working against Jenny out loud, you're an idiot, but I think I almost think everybody in the house should have, like, a backup plan to get Jenny out, because Wes brought up a really good point. She could most likely beat a majority of the men in a final. Yeah, I have, once we get to the tribunal nominations, and I have a lot to say about how fucking stupid that was, but I won't skip ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing that a little bit too. Where are we?
Well, we're at the tribunal. We're at the House nominations. But before we get to the House nominations, Wes and Banana is messing with.
Oh my God! See, that's something we need to add to our fantasy. Someone who pulls a prank and gets points, and if you get pranked on, you get negative points. I don't know how we missed that.
Miss pranking.
Huh?
I don't know how we missed pranking.
I don't know how either, but I don't think it's too late to put it in. It is our first.
Yeah, we do but +5 and -5.
Yeah, something like, or like +10 and -5 or something like that. That prank was priceless.
Yeah, that was amazing, and I love how like I know Wes and Banana started it, but then Bear was in the room like giggling. Like I just love seeing them all
how the crowd like just grew the longer the prank went on. We saw Rogan in there. We saw Bear in there. We saw Nelson. Like the crowd just kept growing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, but yeah, Jenn fell into the trap. And greetings, Earthlings, the whole house.
Yeah, the greetings, Earthlings speech will go down in history. Personally, I am beginning every speech with greetings, Earthlings. That made my life. Like, I rewound it and, like, rewatched it.
I couldn't. Oh, my God.
And Anissa's is priceless. Like, that whole moment, forever will be one of my favorite moments.
Somebody wrote a meme when somebody sneezes during the coronavirus, and then Anissa's face.
Oh, yeah. Her face was amazing. She was disgusted. Like...
Oh my God! Yeah, she was not having it. She was like, "Just go in now."
Yeah, that speech was fucking hilarious. And of course, as soon as she's done, Wes is like, "All right, I'm gonna vote. I vote for Jenn." Like that was fucked.
Wes lives for that. That I didn't expect that, but I was just like, I should have seen that coming. Like, you scumbag, Wes. I love it.
That was hilarious. I mean, I feel like you can't even get mad. Like, it's cruel, but it's not like, it's all in good fun. Like, that was hilarious.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna fall into that trap that hard, it's almost on you.
Yeah.
She was so naive. Yeah, mostly everybody votes for Jenn. Except Rogan, obviously, but Bananas and CT throw their vote to Big T as well. I'm not sure the reasoning behind that.
So, I thought Wes and Bananas were working together. Why did they not vote together?
They are. I just don't think they want to seem like they're like a power couple, even though they are walking around the house doing...
Maybe they strategically did not vote for the same person, so it looked like they aren't 100% working together.
Yeah, I assume they've talked it out, what their alliance is going to look like.
That conversation, though, because, like, I would like to know their political game a little bit more. I know they're working together, but it would have been interesting. Just a little 5-second clip of Bananas being like, all right, you vote for so-and-so and I'll vote for so-and-so, so that way it doesn't look like we're working together. You know what I mean?
Maybe they are doing that, splitting up, and I don't know,
Yeah. But I just wish they showed it.
I love how they get the dual commentary screen, like, throughout the whole season, I guess.
Yeah. So, after the House votes for Jenn, that's when it goes into the Jenn and D fight, which we, like, briefly touched on. I mean, we pretty much covered that, but, I mean, everything Jenn was saying was pretty accurate. Even though I'd rather see D in the game, everything Jenn was saying was accurate, and D kind of looked like an idiot, but...
Yeah, D is going to be a handful this season.
Yeah.
This is going to be like an iconic D season.
Yeah, this is her season for sure. Like,
I don't know if she'll win, but she's going to have the drama. She's going to be on the top of the competition. She's going to be in fights. Like, she's going to be in everything this season.
Well, everyone needs one of those. But after that, I've never been... Okay. So after that, we get into the Tori and D talk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess Tori and Jordan are talking about, what D tells Tori that she's her number 2, basically, and that Jenny wants to go in and she's going to put Jenny in.
Yeah.
Tori tells Jordan, and they're basically offended because they literally helped her win $250,000, which that's very true. And
everybody helped everybody. It just, if I was in D's position, I would feel like I was being obviously threatened and, like, downplayed. Like, what do you mean you won me $250? Like, we all were there. I mean, even though me and you weren't there necessarily, so maybe Tori did more of the heavy lifting than D, but it didn't seem like that from what we watched.
But that's fine. So, like, with that aside, the difference is D told Tori that she was going to work with her and, like, be her number 1, I guess.
Yeah, so that's the only harp I have, is when they're in the interrogation room, and Tori's like, did you not tell me that we would be on top of each other's list? And then she was like, yeah, but Jenny's even more top. Like, what? Yeah. Like, that's where you messed up. Like, just because you didn't handshake a deal doesn't mean it's void.
Yeah, she was like, we didn't shake hands, and Tori's like, are you fucking kidding? Like, that was, to me, if I was Tori, I'd be like, alright, I'm done. Like, that's it.
Well, it seems like they are done. We'll see next episode, but that's the notion we're getting.
What bothered me so much is, like, I love Tori and everything she does, and, like, I don't never have anything bad to say about her. I hated the scene of them. When they first went into the lockers, it was funny and it was cute, but then it's like, alright, now get out of the lockers and have a talk.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Like a joke, like, oh, let's talk in here, but no.
But then they actually did start talking in there, and it's like, Tori, this is a serious conversation. Like, I know you're, like, goofy and everything, but this is really awkward. Like, get out of the fucking locker.
And I mean, I think her approach to that conversation was probably worst case scenario. I think she did everything wrong.
Yep, and she was, like, playing, like, well, Jordan said that. No, Tori, you just told Jordan you felt the same way. Tell D you feel the same way. Yeah. Like, she was making it look like, only Jordan had a problem with it.
Yeah, like, Jordan was yelling and was threatening to not work with you after, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, I hated how she approached that whole thing.
Yeah, I think Tori and Jordan have a little sense of like delusion that D owes them. I mean, they do in one sense, but
They probably think that because D probably said
yeah.
to them that she owed them and that she would help them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm sure she verbally said that.
If that's the case, then yeah, that's messed up. It's just hard for us viewers to kind of put the pieces together when we.
Well, I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, we know Jordan. Jordan's not going to work with D again. That's for sure.
Yeah. No,
unless Tori can convince Jordan to. But I think Tori's over it too, so.
Yeah, I think Tori's also over it. But now the issue is Tori's friends with Jenny. D is friends with Jenny. D and Jenny are friends, but now Tori and D are. So now you have this awkward triangle.
Yeah, it's a weird little diagram thing going on there.
If D was smart, she would have had Tori's back, and now that goes into that. So now we go into the tribunal's nominations. Tori, Jenny, and Big T, and they interrogate them. Like we already talked about Tori's interrogations. Like there's really nothing else to report. I don't think.
No.
But so when it comes time to the tribunal voting,
only thing with the Tori interrogation is she did mess up again when she was like, D's like, how are you coming into the season? And Tori's like, the slate is clean. And then D was like, then why would Jordan get mad at me if I vote for Jenny? And she was like, because he helped you win that final. And it's like, if you shouldn't have started with the slate is clean.
Yeah.
If your whole argument was, we helped you win a final.
Yeah, and I think she doesn't have a good argument because it just isn't a good argument. Maybe she's just butthurt because she wanted to be D's number one, and she felt like D owed it to her, but D doesn't feel the same way, and it's just
and Tori's game right now is kind of sad. I mean, Tori, you can beat half of these women. Why do you have to go against the weakest?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, why is she fighting so hard to, like, go right now? Like, you're fine.
Yeah, you beat Jenny in a hall brawl, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right.
You beat Georgia in elimination, you're fine. Like, you beat these top dogs last season, you're good. You don't have to beat Jenn. Honestly, beating Jenn makes you look worse after this whole episode. I want Jenny to prove herself even more. I'm a fan of Jenny, but I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way.
No, I did not like everything that we're about to talk about next. I hated.
Yeah, before that, the interrogation. Swaggy talks about himself in third person. Huge red flag, especially when your name is Swaggy.
Yo, when he did that, I was like, oh, okay, he's a sociopath.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I don't like him. Okay, thank you.
And he wasn't even doing it to be funny. Like,
no.
If he was just, like, if Bananas did that to be funny, or, like, if, like, I don't know, anybody did that to be funny, who had a sense of humor, I'd be like, oh, haha, they're crazy. But, like, he has no personality, and then he did that in a serious manner.
Right.
Like,
and the other thing that was cringy, he was just like, they were talking, and he was like, factual! He, like, screamed factual. I don't know.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Swaggy.
I'm not either. I think he was trying too hard. Maybe he's nervous, but we'll see.
Yeah. Obviously, my opinion on him is not set in stone. He's way too new. But at the moment, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I kind of just wrote how Tori and Jordan, I don't think they're playing a great game right now.
Yeah.
But we kind of talked about that. Yeah, so after interrogation, D talks to Wes, and it's like, okay, this is... get down to the nitty-gritty. This is what really matters. Like, Wes is like, what are we going to do? And they have some good game plans. I mean, they mention how Big T enables them to stall for them, to come up with a plan for the rest of the game, which I thought would have been the best decision, throwing in Big T in this elimination.
No, the best decision would have been D going in.
Oh, yeah, right. Forgot about that.
But also, did you catch when Wes is like, well, what if it's a puzzle? And D was like, Tori sucks at puzzles, so we'll put her in.
Yeah, I did catch that.
So now D's immediately trying to get Tori out?
Yeah, I wrote something. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but apparently, yeah. Oh, I wrote it right here. So, yeah, I was like, alright, yeah, guess D already has 1 foot out of the alliance.
1 foot? She's trying to get her out.
Yeah, but she's trying to get her out behind her back. She doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily blame her in her position for going after Jordan and Tori now. I mean, she kind of has to. They're going after her.
Yeah, no, I know. I just...
Yeah.
But, so now TJ tells them the twist down at the at Purgatory.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah, the people in the tribunal can nominate themselves to go in. I wonder what happens if, like, say, Dee and Tori were in the tribunal and they both wanted to nominate themselves.
Oh, yeah, you're going to definitely get arguments. And like,
yeah. Maybe the third tribunal member chooses.
They're probably all going to have to agree on somebody. Everybody has to vote, probably.
That's true, yeah. If they can't decide, then they'll probably just have to vote for somebody, not them. Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, and immediately I'm like, oh, see, yeah, you got to go in. Like, this is all you've been bitching about all episode is like, you know, if I let you go in, you know, you're promised you'll put me in next. Like, okay, well, you don't have to wait till next. You can do it right now. And she bitches out.
She was scared. She didn't want to lose to Jenn. That would have been horrible for her reputation.
No confidence at all. Like, you really, like, seriously?
But you just won $250 grand, like, yeah, you gotta go in there. You gotta go in there.
She looks even worse, not even trying. That's embarrassing.
What?
I think it's embarrassing her not going in. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, especially after seeing the elimination.
What?
I said, especially after seeing the elimination.
Yeah, and everybody has said Jenn is the weakest one in the house. You have an opportunity to go up against the weakest person in the house, and you're afraid that you might lose to them, so you don't?
Yeah.
So what, you're going to work for somebody who's a little bit stronger than her? Like, that doesn't even make any, like, she's an idiot for that.
Yeah, this also proved to me that I guess MTV Production does not fix eliminations at all. Because they could have gave this a puzzle for Jenn's sake, but no, they did, like, the most difficult thing for her.
Yeah, she could not get this done.
Yes, I mean, everybody walks into Purgatory, and Dee asks Jenny if she wants it. Jenny says she does. She chooses not to go in, but in hindsight, she would have. And yeah, I mean, anybody would have beat. I think I would have beat. I mean, anybody would have beat Jenn.
Yeah.
Anybody. TJ would have beat Jenn. Anybody would have beat Jenn.
Yep.
So yeah, there were 10. The elimination. You know, Jenny ended up getting voted in by the tribunal, so it's Jenny versus Jenn. There's 10 poles with weights, with barrel weights on the bottom of each pole, and you have to flip them. You have to flip them up, and flip all 10, and you win. Ugh, this was one of the worst eliminations ever.
Ever? What did it last? 7 seconds?
I mean, Jenny killed it, obviously. She did one with one hand. That was crazy.
Yeah, she's a beast, like...
But we knew that. It's like, ugh.
But why'd they, like, so... I don't know who said this, but it's like, you literally just... Dee's an idiot. You just gave the strongest girl in the house the easiest ride to the final. Like...
Yeah, I thought about that. But...
Jenny even said, Jenny's like, I'm not really sure why she chose me. If I was her, I would have chose myself, and I wouldn't have even been upset at all. Like,
I agree to a certain extent, but if you think about it, there's a lot of game left. You have the strongest female, maybe even competitor, on your side in this game for the remainder, and you can still throw them in. So, I mean, obviously, Dee needs to be thinking about the fact that she will have to betray Jenny, because no one can bring Jenny to a final. It does not make sense.
Yeah, Jenny will dominate. Men and women.
Yeah.
Like, she will... Yeah.
And Wes will tell her that. You know, Wes has already told her that, so she knows. So I think Dee chooses having Jenny by her side for the majority of the game over maybe creating a target. Huh?
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Yeah, I mean, it's either going to be the best plan or the worst plan, honestly.
Yeah, it's either going to work or it's not.
Yeah. But yeah, Jenny wins. That's like, yeah, that elimination was horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so that's the end of the episode. I mean, we'll see where Jordan, Tori, and Dee lie in the next episode. But next on, we see Dee makes out with somebody. Looks like it will make Rogan jealous, and then we have a challenge that involves a puzzle and running. So yeah, anything we missed talking about, or anything you wanted to bring up?
Nah, I think we can shift over into kind of giving everybody a quick like summary of the
fantasy.
The fantasy.
Yeah. So can you? I'll end up taking a screenshot. Can you share your screen right now? Do you have it open?
Yeah, I can go over it. I'm afraid if I share my screen, your computer will just implode.
Well, we're at the end of the podcast anyway, so worst case scenario, this is the end.
Do you want to fight?
Whoa, ho, 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 ho.
Alright, so the basic strategy, or the basic way that we formatted this fantasy game is listing all the players, and we gave them 4 categories, really just kind of so...
Oh, God. This may not be working.
What?
Here, wait, let me...
I told you I don't want to share my screen.
Well, you just did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now, yeah, we shouldn't. But don't share your screen, but send me, Actually, I could take a screenshot of the doc.
Shut up, let me just talk.
Alright, go for it.
I hate you so much.
Well, your voice was all messed up, so I had to say something.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you. I wish you lived closer. So
Aren't you guys having fun with the Valentine's? Recap of the challenge every Wednesday.
Should we just end it here?
See you guys. So we have a challenge fantasy league. What does that work like, Nicole? Tell me about it.
I don't want to talk to you. So it started with listing out all of the players in the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We separated them into 4 categories: likely to win, can win, need to prove, and rookies. And then we went through the draft where...
Yeah, well, the categories ended up not really meaning anything, right?
No, but the categories were good because it helps the people who are choosing just to kind of visually see who's left, and
yeah.
I found it helpful. It's helpful just for the initial draft.
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't really play a part in the actual game.
Yeah, it could in future leagues, but yeah, right now we just picked from the whole cast. Snake draft, 4 people in the league, and who was our first pick? Was it Rogan?
And we did 6 players each. So
yes,
we didn't select everybody.
So there's 4 fantasy teams with 6 challenge competitors on each team.
Yeah, and so there was 4 people who did not get chosen. Well, one of them was Asaph, who was already eliminated. But
yeah, we started.
So I mean, I'll say who's on my team just because I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
There's one person who I wish I could trade, but...
Hey, maybe trading could be a thing, I suppose.
So I'm going to go through, my first pick through my 6. So I have Jenny, Bear, CT, Casey, Jenna, and Big T.
You know who I'm super down on, which I assume is the one you want to trade? Yeah, Jenna.
Yeah.
Super down.
So I know she hasn't even gotten any screen time. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
You want to go through your team?
Yeah. I may need your help because I don't have it open, but it's Rogan, D. I got Bananas.
Fessy.
I got Fessy, and then there's 2 women, I believe. I got Kayla because she gonna bring the drama. And Bailey because she's got some teeth on her.
Yeah, and then the people who did not get chosen were Anissa, Jen, and Jay, and Asaph, who was already eliminated. So
yeah, good thing nobody chose Jen because they would have had a hot -20 on their team.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the points now. So the point system is there's 4 different categories: competition, drama, politics, and final.
Yeah.
Competition, daily challenge win, individual or pair, plus 30 points. Daily challenge win, team win, plus 20.
So that's what came into play this episode because it was a team win because they were teams of 3.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
TJ says you killed it, plus 10. You make it to the tribunal, plus 5. You throw a challenge, negative 10. Elimination win, plus 30. Eliminated from game, negative 20. Yeah. Then we go into the drama. On-screen hookup, plus 20. Break an inanimate object, plus 10. Security intervenes, plus 30.
Whoa.
Quit the show or get DQ'd, negative 50. Because we don't tolerate that.
Yeah, we don't tolerate quitters, just like TJ.
Throws up, plus 15. Crying, plus 5. Nudity, plus 10. First confessional of the episode is plus 2, and the last confessional of the episode is plus 2.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of a fun little random
like those,
factor. Yeah. And then we go to politics. Turning on an alliance, negative 5.
Which we might see, right?
Yeah. If somebody verbally says that they are politicking, that is plus 5.
They were so close this episode. They were like talking around the word.
I know. Handshake deal, plus 15. All right, and now the 4th category is the final.
It's just first, second, and third place, right?
Not first, second, and third place. So first place, plus 75. Second place, plus 50. And third place, plus 25.
I think we need an addition of pranks.
Yeah, that's going to go under drama.
So, pulling prank, what, like 10 points or what?
Yeah, let's say 10, plus 10 for pulling it and negative 10 for getting it.
I say negative 5 for getting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, add that in there, and then we'll have to adjust the scores. But from this episode, what I was able to account for was, obviously, actually it brings me to a question. So, we got the winners of the challenge. It was a team win, technically, with Corey, Swaggy, and D. Do they all get an additional 5 points for just being in the tribunal, or is that tribunal points only for a person who did not win the challenge and got voted into the tribunal?
I'm just going to say an additional 5 because that might vary episode to episode. Like, sometimes just because you didn't win, you can get pulled into the tribunal, but I think it's just going to be an additional 5 no matter what. Like,
So, what's it called? For example, D. She won the challenge, so she gets, 20? How much is the team win again? 20?
Yeah.
So would she get 25 then?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I did on when I was tallying up all the scores. So yeah, I had it in a document, but it might take too long to pull up.
Last time, they had to just like randomly, like Corey just randomly got pulled into the tribunal.
Right, that's when he would just get 5 points.
Yeah, he would only get 5 points, whereas in this case, they're getting the additional 5.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, D got 25, Corey got 25, Swaggy got 25, Jenn got 30. Jay had the first confessional of the episode, but nobody has him.
I had CT.
No, it was Jay, I think. When they were walking in the hallway from, like, after the elimination, and Jay's like, I'm the only one who's got a red skull.
Whatever, okay, fine.
Pretty sure I'm right.
I believe you.
Like always. So Jay, but nobody has Jay on their team, so that gets nullified, along with Jenn getting negative 20, that's nullified. Last confessional of the episode was Wes, so he gets 2 points. I believe Sean has Wes, so that gives him a total of 27 points. Gives you 30, and gives me and Sloth 25, correct?
I have 30?
Yeah, from what I accounted for while watching the episode.
Alright.
Yeah, this was a pretty slow episode when it comes to the... I mean, in general, it took a backseat to the premiere episode.
Yeah.
I'd say. You know, a lot of seeds planted in this episode where drama will happen and hookups will happen, but they just didn't in this episode.
Yeah. So that's our fantasy draft. Let us know if you have any comments or suggestions or...
Yeah, any additional point systems you think we could add. I mean, this is our first time doing it, so we're going to mess with it throughout the season, as long as we keep it fair, because there is a prize at the end. We're going to do some type of challenge accessory, t-shirt, something, mug, beach towel, like that. I'll probably get it from, like, Challenge Mania Shop. Shout out to them. Or therealjohnnyBananas.com. Shout out to him. And did you update it on the document so the totals are there?
I'm doing it now.
Oh, you're doing it now, huh?
I'm doing it now.
Oh, okay. I'll believe you. But yeah, have a section where we can keep the score every week. But yeah, that wraps it up. That was our recap for episode 2 of MTV's The Challenge, Total Madness. You have been joined by the Valentines. My name is Tom. You have been hearing Nicole's voice as well. But yes, that is it. I think we will be back next week. I was going to say something else, but nope, we will be back next week.
We could possibly be back next week.
Unless superior powers do not let us. We will be back.
What's the opposite of greetings? Goodbye. Goodbye, Earthlings.
Yeah, that's not corny enough.
No, it's not.
Goodbye, Earthlings.
I'll work on it.
You gotta do the hand signal, too.
We come in peace.
Goodbye, Earthlings. Alright. See ya. I think we need to work on the outros. Just an idea.
We're doing great.
Alright. Peace out.
Bye.